Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Get My Body Working YouTube channel. Mark Stewart here again, physiotherapist based here in the UK, and today I want to do a quick video about iliotibial band syndrome. I'm going to tell you what I would do if I had someone coming to see me in my clinic about such a problem. Okay, now, very common in runners, usually manifests with pain around the knee. And of course, if you poke yourself down the side of the thigh here, if you see me doing that, that's usually pretty painful. Now, what is your iliotibial band? Well, it's essentially a very tough fibrous band of tissue that goes down the lateral aspect of your thigh. It attaches just below your knee, and let's say it attaches to this big bony bit in your hip, your greater trochanter there. Now, it all relates to what your bottom muscles, your glute muscles, are up to. And that's how I would treat the iliotibial band syndrome. Some people like to foam roll it, and they find that works. If you find that's an effective strategy for you, definitely carry on. But that's not what I would recommend to people who come to see me in my clinic about this condition. I want to focus on your glutes because that's where the problem arises and that's where the solution lies. Okay, now as always, I assess things by looking at strength and flexibility and comparing good and bad sides. So we're going to compare the gluteal muscles on the good and the bad side, and we're going to start off with flexibility. Okay, everybody, we're ready to go. So we're going to do the stretches in a chair because it's nice and convenient. We probably spend more time sat down than we do lying. Okay, so the first glute muscle we're going to stretch is a good old piriformis. So pick a leg, bad one first, always a good idea. Cross your leg over there like that, and you want to sit up nice and tall. Then push your knee down and then have a good old lean forward. Try and go as far as you can. And you're trying to feel what it feels like, how tight it feels in your bottom. Okay, very good. That's pretty tight. Now compare to the other side. Good stuff. Cross your legs, sit up tall, push your knee down, have a lean forward, and compare the two. Okay, now for me, nowhere near as tight on the good side as the bad leg is, okay? But I know that already. Right. Okay. Next one is all the other glute muscles. So quite simply, you're going to cross your leg like that, ankle on your knee, grab hold of the other knee, and then you're going to pull your leg across your body. And that's going to give you a nice stretch in your bum. Give it a good pull. You can twist your top half the other direction. Give things a good stretch, okay? Now, your glutes are a big muscle group, okay? So one position is not going to stretch all of it. You need to try a few different positions. So let's bring your knee up towards your chin and then pull it over towards your other shoulder up here. Okay, yeah, that's pretty tight. Okay, and then the next one, knees together, last one, and then bring your leg over that way, same direction, and how tight does that feel? Okay, so those three positions, just to recap those, so it's in the middle, up and over, and then it's down and over. How do those three positions feel? Try the other side, cross your leg over, straight across to start with. It's a bit tight. Up and over. Okay, that's a bit tight. And then down together. Very good. Okay, compare good and bad sides. How do they compare? Now, of course, if they're really tight on the problematic side, you've definitely got to stretch things out. Now, I can hear some of you saying, well, but foam rolling's so much better than stretching. Well, it all depends on the person. I'm a massive stretcher fan. I don't like foam rolling at all because it hurts. And I find I need to do, if I do the foam rolling, I've got to do the stretching anyway. So what's the point of doing two things that hurt? I'm just going to do one thing. Now, what do tight glute muscles have to do with iliotibial band syndrome? Well, the answer is everything. Because your glutes attach onto the greater trochanter and the iliotibial band. So if your glutes are really tight, it's going to tension the iliotibial band, and that'll cause more friction down around the knee. That's why you get your lateral knee pain. So you've got to address the tightness of your glutes to relieve that pressure down around your knee. Simple as that. Well, of course, now we have to assess strength. Now you're probably thinking, well, what do we assess now? Is it your quads? Is it your glutes? Is it your back? Is it your core? Well, I would always start with your glutes, and specifically the gluteus medius muscle. Okay. Now, not only do we want to look at strength, we also want to look at endurance, which I think is even more important than strength. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. Now, be prepared. It's another maximal test. We're going to see how many we can possibly do. And of course, we're going to compare it to the good side. So strap yourself in. Okay guys, we're ready to go. So you need somewhere to lie down, yoga mat, floor, bed, pillow, no pillow. I'll leave that one up to you. I've got my treatment table here. It's a bit creaky, so apologies for the creakiness. Right, here we go. So you're going to lie down on your side. We're going to have bad leg first, head on your arm. Bottom leg can be bent, top leg straight. Roll your top hip forward a bit, so it's a bit like showing your bottom to the ceiling. Okay, hand can be on your hip here, or indeed just there. And we're looking at these muscles here. So if you find your greater trochanter, this bony bit just there, the muscles behind there, they're the ones that are going to be doing the work, okay? If you find you're rolling backwards and the pain or the effort's coming down your thigh, I should say, then you're cheating. You need to roll forward and show your bottom to the ceiling more, okay? So right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, off we go. Now, we're simply going to see how many we can do. 3, 4, 7, 9, 10. Very good. So just keep going. Good pace here. All about endurance. 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. Not there yet. Keep going. 25, 26. 30. Okay, there's a good score. 30. Not quite there yet. Are you keeping up? 40. Okay, sounds good. 4, 5, 47, 48, 49, 50. Very good. Okay, everyone, keep going, keep going. Now, I'm going to stop, but I want you to keep going and write down how many you possibly can do. Okay, so keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. Right, okay, now while you're still going, if you've stopped, don't worry, but if you keep going, just see how many you possibly can do, okay? Now, of course, when you get there and you just can't do any more, do one more, and then stop and write down that number. Okay, cool. Now, of course, now we've got to compare to the other side, don't we? So over we go, other side. All right. Exactly the same thing. Okay, legs bent, top leg straight. Show your bum to the ceiling, roll that top hip forward, and away we go. 2. Keep rolling forward, don't cheat. 10. Now, sometimes you find that the leg that goes second is actually harder to do. But for me, not in this case. This one's breezing through. 19, 20. 4, 25. 30. I will reveal the numbers I expect you to hit to reduce your ITB syndrome pain. 40. As soon as I get to 50. But of course, you carry on again. If this is your good leg, let's see how many more you can do than the bad leg that went first. 49, 50. Okay, keep going if you can. Keep going. It's really important that you get that number and work out what the difference is. So keep going. Now, all right. So if you need to hit pause and keep going and get that number, please do that. Okay, but if you've run out of steam, all right, let's talk about that. Now, do not stand up and walk around because you'll walk a little bit funny for a few minutes. Okay, but that will certainly ease off. And those 2 stretches we did a minute ago, you definitely need to do those to help these muscles recover. Now, quickly, just finish off with those stretches. Hold the stretches for at least 1 minute and try them, do them a few times throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that will loosen things up fairly rapidly. If you're like me, you might as well hold things for a good couple of minutes, once or twice a day. That'll certainly loosen things up. Okay, everybody, now, well done for doing that. That's certainly a tough test. I chickened out at 50 reps, but that's because I've done the single leg squat test earlier, plus a game of tennis this morning. I'm fairly tired. Now, if you found that the bad side was tighter than the good and was weaker than the good, then those are two enormous contributing factors to your ITB pain. And your symptoms will continue until you address that deficit. I always advise my patients with ITB syndrome to increase the flexibility and strength of the bad side equal to the good side, and they'll find that as they do this and it improves, their symptoms will reduce. Unfortunately, doing more activities that you want to do, like running, swimming, jumping, whatever, don't fix anything. I'm afraid it's just not how it works. Now, it takes a long time to build up strength. 6 weeks of doing that exercise regularly a few times a week with those stretches, and you'll gradually see an improvement over a 6-week period. Now, it won't be 6 weeks until you're totally better. It might be 6 months, who knows? But you have to keep going until you get there. Now, here's a little story. I had a marathon runner. He used to race marathons, and he came to see me about some hip pain. Now, it wasn't ITB syndrome, but the only thing I could find wrong with him is that he lacked the endurance on his bad side with that side-lying leg lift test. His bad leg did 180, which was unbelievable. I'd never seen that before. But his good leg did 250. It took us about 20 minutes to do all that testing. He was there for 20 minutes lifting his leg up and down. So that just shows you how important that little test is for someone who is into their running. Okay, now I certainly suggest you give that a go. As always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more great content just like this one, and leave me a comment so I know how you're getting along. I really want to hear if things are working for you. Remember, my goal is to help you get better. I want to know if what I'm offering everybody out there is working or not. So leave me a comment. I'd really be interested to see how you get on. Thanks for watching, everybody, and let's get your body working again.